Hi, alright folks, welcome back to Glesga News. Right, okay, I'm on the Daily Record again. It's Sunday the 1st of March. Hope you're having a good weekend. Now this particular story, I live quite near Silverburn myself, so I was aware at the time of this particular incident. I remember I was heading down this way. That's Silverburn over on the right there, and if you go down that road, alright, that's the Barhead Road, you're heading towards Shawlands and the motorway that would take you onto the M77 to go into town. I'm sure the incident happened here, over on the left here, this set of traffic lights, through this direction, and not coming through this set of traffic. It's all in relation to this set of traffic lights here, alright? And I remember at the time, the mob were all over the place. There was ambulance involved and quite a commotion. And at the time I didn't know what had happened. I later found out someone had either been seriously injured, but in fact the woman, that lady there, Charlotte, I believe her name is, let me just check, yeah, Charlotte, was killed, and a relative of hers was seriously injured. But let's get into the story. The story basically is revolving around this man here, and he was the driver at the time. Okay, I think it was a Range Rover, right? I'm not 100% sure, but given the tenor of this story, I think that kind of brief is likely. So let's talk about it then, right? So I'll read the headline. We can start for there. Death crash driver who killed a woman outside Silverburn shopping centre has his that's £500,000 damages claim rejected again. Vincent Friel has had his appeal thrown out by judges for a second time. Alright, so I'm going to read the story, alright, because it's important we get through that. A death crash motorist who claimed he had the same fainting condition as the bin lorry driver Harry Clark, and you'll remember Harry Clark was the bin lorry driver in Glasgow in 2014, I believe it was, that he passed out in his bin lorry and it went right up Queen Street, or from Queen Street, straight into George Square, and killed 6 people, trapping them, dragging them underneath this bin lorry. Nobody could stop it. Now this guy Vincent Friel here, in mitigation of what he had done, killing this woman and seriously injuring her relative, said that, aye, that's what happened to me, I passed out. Alright, so it says here, Vincent Friel was jailed for 3 years after killing Charlotte at a pedestrian crossing outside Glasgow's Silverburn shopping centre and seriously injuring a relative, Margaret Haldane. The property letting agent claimed that his doctor, Dr. Ian Brown, was negligent in prescribing him Tildium, and Tildium is used apparently to treat blood pressure. He said that's what caused him to black out at the wheel and hit the 2 women. Right, that's a kind of Jack the Lad story, Vincent. It's a bit naive of you to think the court would be naive to believe that story. But you fed that to your brief at the time, and they just went with it because you weren't willing to stand up and plead it. You done it, right? So it says here, Friel's 6-figure damages action was thrown out 12 months ago by Lady Carmichael. Well done, Lady Carmichael, right? At the Court of Session in Edinburgh. Now, it costs a lot of money to take a case to the Court of Session. You don't get legal aid to do that, alright? So you still got cash, right? Last week, Friel's appeal against her decision was rejected by 3 judges this time, including Scotland's most senior judge, Lord Carraway. Now look, I don't usually side with the judiciary in Scotland, with the lords and ladies of the judiciary, right? But in this case, I'm going to side with them. No, because if anybody is due any kind of money, it's the family of Charlotte, the woman that you killed, Vincent. Uh, During his trial at the High Court in Edinburgh in 2016, Friel claimed he had lost consciousness after suffering the same complaint that caused Harry Clark to black out behind his bin lorry in the Glasgow city centre in December 2014, which killed 6 people. Now I remember that. Everybody in Glasgow remembers that. Now, I was actually in town with my son shopping. His mother actually believed we were caught up in that and was frightened we'd caught up in that because she works near George's Square. And we were due to come across and see her, or had just left her, I can't quite remember it. Fortunately, we were in McDonald's having a cheeseburger. But that's neither here nor there. There's the poor lady there, was killed. Wee woman, Charlotte. Now Charlotte's family, did they get anything? No. They had to watch you, Vincent, talking a load of pish in the High Court. So anyway, what I was thinking, and after I'd read this story, I wondered to myself, and this is the difference between the Daily Record and Glesga News, I started to ask questions. And the question I asked is, are you still driving the new, Vincent? Vincent, have you had your licence taken off you by the DVLA? Because if you're complaining and still to this day say that you have a problem in terms of blacking out, then you shouldn't be driving. I'm wondering how you get to Edinburgh. Did you take a train? Did you drive? Has the mob looked at that side of things? Has anybody looked at that side of things? And because in order to justify your case at the Court of Session, I would imagine that you've obviously maybe changed doctors, but you're probably, in order to corroborate your evidence, you're probably being prescribed a drug to stop you blacking out. And if that's the case, you shouldn't be driving. I don't want you on the road. I don't want you knocking down my boy or any of my family. So that's what I'm asking. That's what I'm wondering about. You know? Instead of just standing up and saying, right, okay, I went through a red light, you know, it just so happened to black out. You know, you didn't black out down there, or you didn't black out just in front of this set of traffic lights. You blacked out just at the red light. It's really coincidental, that. I don't think I would have believed that if I was in the jury. Although I've never been in the jury. They wouldn't have given me jury duty, right? But it's always just after the accident people say they blacked out, isn't it? Oh, I went through the red light, I blacked out there, sorry about that, I've got this thing that's happening in my head. Instead of just saying that I went through a red light, I'm sorry about it. It's like, no, I didn't do it, Dad, it wasn't me, Dad. Admit what you done. You probably wouldn't even have got 3 years. Right? If you'd have thrown yourself in mercy of the court, as they say, and admitted that your responsibility in taking that woman's life, that woman who'd lived her entire life, you don't give a monkeys about that. What you're concerned about is trying to recoup some dough because you've not earned any money since you've been in the jail. You know, I think you seriously should be looked at in terms of driving for this, because I don't have any sympathy for you at all. Anyway folks, that's enough of that. If you like the content, hit the like button, share and subscribe. Peace out.